Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB podcast, and today is the 26th of February 2026. And guess what, Satoshi, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are pumping up. And according to me, the reason is pretty simple. President Donald Trump did actually address the State of Union, and because of that, looks like there's a lot of optimism. And because of that, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has pumped up. And more importantly, Satoshi, if you look at ETF-related information, there is significant amount of inflows in the world of crypto ETF. So according to me, the State of Union address has reflected positively for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it, Satoshi?
Hello, George. It's great to be here. You're absolutely right. The market is definitely looking green. That optimism seems to be a direct result of President Trump's speech.
Now, that thing being said, the market sentiment right now is still at fear. But here's the thing, guys, if you look at the number associated with it, right now the numbers increased. Now, here's the thing, if this trend continues so far as the price as well as the trading volume is concerned, I wouldn't be surprised if the market sentiment changes from extreme fear to maybe neutral. So let's see what the next few days has in store for us. Now, in today's episode, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover. And interestingly, guys, one of the biggest companies in the world called is Nvidia, they also reported some record-breaking profit. And because of that, looks like there's a lot of optimism. So am I right in saying, Satoshi, that President Donald Trump and his address at the State of Union is kind of responsible for the pump in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies?
That's a valid point, George. The current fear and greed index is still in extreme fear, but the shift we're seeing, coupled with those significant ETF inflows, could definitely lead to a more neutral sentiment moving forward. It seems like positive news is resonating.
Now in today's episode, Satoshi, we definitely have quite a lot of interesting things to cover. Now unfortunately, January wasn't the best month for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But in today's episode, we are going to be discussing a mixture of reports that is connected to Google search on Bitcoin. So do you want to tell our listeners what is the information that we are going to be discussing later on in today's episode? And this is more connected to Google Trends, isn't it?
Certainly. It's fascinating, George, how Google Trends indicate that searches like Bitcoin to zero and Bitcoin is dead spiked. Yet, how to buy Bitcoin just reached a 5-year high. This really suggests a complex and changing market sentiment.
We'll definitely go ahead and delve into that. Now, the next news is connected to the leading issue of stablecoin, that is Tether. Do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what is it that we're going to be discussing later on in today's episode? Because looks like they're working alongside the authorities, right?
Indeed, George. We'll discuss how Tether is being recognized by the U.S. Department of Justice for their role in seizing $61 million in pig butchering fraud, highlighting their ongoing cooperation with law enforcement.
We'll definitely delve into that. Now, talking about legal authorities, we do have some unfortunate news that is connected to Binance. Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? And could it be possible notorious Democrats will once again try to put a stop regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption?
We will delve into that. U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal has initiated an inquiry into Binance regarding transfers linked to Iranian proxies and Russia's shadow fleet, raising concerns about potential money laundering and sanction evasion. The implications could be significant.
And am I right in saying that he's a Democrat? Because look, historically, Democrats have been massive detractors of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So what is his political affiliation, Satoshi? Is he a Republican or is he a Democrat?
Senator Blumenthal is a Democrat, George, and the inquiry is focused on specific compliance issues at Binance and potential sanction violations.
Definitely not surprised that he's a Democrat. Now, the final news for today is connected to United Kingdom and the Financial Conduct Authority, guys. They have a sandbox that is more connected to stablecoins, and there are 4 massive firms involved in this. One of them is Revolut as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss more information regarding this. So look, guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode. And like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now, the first news is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this, to be honest, Satoshi, is more of an update. And this is connected to Accenture, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? And what is it that we're going to be exploring later on in today's episode?
That's right, George. We'll explore how Accenture is accelerating Saudi Arabia's AI-driven reinvention with their new Connected Innovation Center in Riyadh, aligning with Vision 2030.
Now the funny news for today, Satoshi, is from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. But here's the thing, guys, this news did actually happen in the month of January. But what is this news all about, Satoshi? Because it is connected to artificial intelligence, isn't it?
Yes, George. The news is that Abu Dhabi Customs has launched the development of an integrated customs operation system that is supported by artificial intelligence.
That's really great, and I'm really curious to check maybe in the near future if somehow some way this news is connected to blockchain technology as such. And so far as the mode of payment is concerned, let's say if it is connected to stable coins, I do think it'll be an absolute game changer. So look, guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode, but before we go ahead and kickstart today's episode, a quick word from our sponsors. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Amana, and they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look, guys, whether you're looking into invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or mega giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what, guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, if you want to go and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing, guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is, guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, because they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community, guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part, guys. Once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look, guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look, guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for, guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code BlockchainDXB. And Amana, guys, is all markets one app. Next, guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me, guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning, guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right, guys. Palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, guys, is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look, guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue, guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen, guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below, guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as ETH Women. And look, guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life. So don't just read about it. Be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com. and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gulf Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's quickly run to the global cryptocurrency market. Now look, Satoshi, yesterday when I was preparing notes for my podcast, President Donald Trump was live and he was addressing the nation. And the moment he went live, I was looking at the prices, and the prices were consistently pumping up. And clearly right now, so far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency prices are concerned, we can definitely see the Trump effect, because right now the global cryptocurrency market is up by 4.80%, and the global cryptocurrency market is at $2.44 trillion. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, Satoshi, it has surpassed the $125 billion mark. Right now it is at $138.09 billion. And here's the thing, guys, if this trend continues, I'm definitely optimistic regarding the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But whatever we are saying is definitely not financial advice. Make sure you go out and do your own research. Now look, Satoshi, I do tend to look at information via CoinMarketCap, and if I'm not mistaken, Satoshi, CoinMarketCap has given out 2 reasons as to why the prices are pumped up, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what are the 2 reasons? Because you have jotted down primary reason and secondary reason as to why the prices are pumping up, right?
According to CoinMarketCap, the primary reason for the pump is speculation around a U.S. Senate crypto bill that could inject over $2 trillion into the market. The secondary reason is a market rebound and coordinated institutional accumulation of Bitcoin.
Now, regarding the second point, I kind of agree to it, because if you look at the market sentiment, particularly among institutional investors, looks like there is a lot of optimism. Because here's the thing, guys, there is significant amount of ETF inflow since the last 24 hours. And if you look at ETF related information, right now there's inflows of $366 million. And because of that, Satoshi, there will be some positive movement regarding the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right?
That significant increase in ETF inflows, $366 million, certainly points to increasing optimism and positive momentum for cryptocurrency prices.
And am I right in saying that we should be thankful for President Donald Trump and his iconic speech at the State of Union address, and also the Republicans, because look, right-wing ideologies and politicians, they are massive fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but so far as left-leaning politicians and Democrats are concerned, they are massive detractors of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right, Satoshi?
You're absolutely right, George. Historically, Republicans have definitely been massive advocates of Bitcoin, and that Trump effect is clearly visible. And later, we'll ironically discuss the Democratic senators' unnecessary inquiry into Binance.
We'll definitely delve into that, but before that, Satoshi, let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. And unfortunately, the volume is still below the $10 billion mark. It is at $8.91 billion. And so far, the fees connected for these transactions, Satoshi, it is slightly above the $60 million mark. It is at $62.83 million. Now, since the last 24 hours, there has been a massive surge regarding the total value locked. Right now, it is at $96.12 billion. So based on this matrix, Satoshi, since the last 24 hours, looks like a lot of purchases has been done. And I'm talking about cryptocurrencies that is connected to proof-of-stake tokens. So could it be possible over the next coming weeks and days, the total value locked will be pumping up? Do you think we are heading in that direction, or is it too early to tell regarding this matrix?
The rise in total value locked to $96.12 billion is quite positive, indicating increased participation and potential for growth in the market.
But look, how the cryptocurrency world is absolutely volatile, and let's see what the weekend matrix has in store for us. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. Do you want to read out the matrix regarding the 24-hour volume of Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Pump, Bison, as well as Aerodrome, please?
Certainly. The 24-hour volume for decentralized exchanges includes Uniswap at $2.09 billion, PancakeSwap at $993.12 billion, Pump at $514.94 million, BisonFi at $480.52 million, and Aerodrome at $452.56 million.
Thank you so very much for that. And look, as historically we've already said this, stable coins are kind of like the engine of the cryptocurrency world. And since the last 48 hours to be precise, the volume of stable coins is definitely increased. But I'd like to see this number at least 30 to 40% higher than what it is. That thing being said, Satoshi, Tether USDT's volume has crossed the $100 billion mark. It is exactly at $101.66 billion. And so far as the 24-hour volume of USDC is concerned, right now it is at $14.82 billion. FDUSD is at number 3rd, but its 24-hour volume is slightly above the $500 million mark. It is only at $513.67 million. Now, am I right in saying, Satoshi, for the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to continue pump up, we should be looking at three things. The first and probably the most important matrix right now is the ETF related information. If there is significant amount of inflows, there is a very high chance that the prices of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies to be pumping up. Secondly, it will be the market sentiment. And thirdly, it will be the volume of stable coins. Beyond these three things, Satoshi, are there any other things we should be looking at? And I'm talking about purely in terms of the prices.
That's a comprehensive perspective, George. Beyond those three key areas, monitoring regulatory developments like the UK stablecoin sandbox and macroeconomic trends can also provide valuable insights into the price trajectory.
That's absolutely correct, Satoshi. And for our listeners, keep listening to the Blockchain DXB podcast because we'll be updating each and every information that is connected not just to the process, even to the adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's quickly run to the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market cap is at $1.36 trillion. And so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, right now it is at $50.92 billion. And Bitcoin's dominance in comparison to the last 24 hours has marginally picked up pace. Right now it is at 56.99%. And so far as Ethereum's market cap is concerned, Satoshi, right now it is at $250.08 billion. And so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, it is slightly half of that of 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin. It is at $27.01 billion. And here's the thing, guys, Ethereum's dominance has also picked up pace. Right now it is at 10.36%. Now look, Satoshi, when the prices are picking up pace, it is great that the dominance is increasing, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. When prices are increasing, it's great to see the dominance metric increasing too. It shows positive market momentum.
Absolutely, Satoshi. And every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast, we tend to look at one new matrix. Now today, Satoshi, why don't you read out the matrix that is connected to governance tokens? And why don't you also read out the matrix for the top 5, please?
Certainly. The governance market cap today is $26.4 billion, a 9.4% change in the last 24 hours. The top 5 include Hyperliquid at $6.71 billion, Polkadot at $2.68 billion, Uniswap at $2.56 billion, Aave at $1.80 billion, and Sky at $1.62 billion.
And for our listeners, Sky is a rebranded version of MakerDAO. And listen, guys, so far as MakerDAO is concerned, they are kind of like the OGs of OGs in the recent last finance space. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin is pumped up to $68,706. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 4.70%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.83%. Do you want to read out the matrix for Ethereum as well as Ripple, please?
Indeed, Bitcoin is trading energetically at $68,706 with a significant 4.70% increase in 24 hours and 2.83% growth over the week. Ethereum also shows strength, up 8.62% in 24 hours, and Ripple XRP is up 6.49%.
And what about Ripple since the last 7 days, Satoshi? How is it faring since the last 7 days?
Over the last 7 days, Ripple XRP is up 3.12%, so a positive trend as well.
And that is only because of the Trump effect, guys. And look, guys, this is clearly the Trump effect that we are seeing in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But as you mentioned earlier, the number associated with market sentiment few days ago was at number 11. Ever since President Donald Trump had the State of Union address, that number is pumped up to number 16. Now let's go and talk about what is going on in the Google trend world, Satoshi. Do you want to tell our listeners what is the matrix that is connected to Google Trends? And then I also have some really interesting points to share. And I'm curious to check if you kind of agree or disagree to my points regarding Google search.
Sure, George. Let me go and read out the matrix connected to Google searches. We're seeing a significant spike in searches like Bitcoin to zero and Bitcoin is dead, while how to buy Bitcoin has reached a 5-year high.
So it is kind of like a mixture of these trends going on in Google, isn't it? And here's the thing, guys, Bitcoin to zero and Bitcoin is dead did actually reach a new all-time high in the month of February. But looks like since the last 24 hours, things have actually reversed and how to buy Bitcoin is actually trending right now. Really contrasting searches in it. But here's the thing, Satoshi, according to me, right now people are not using Google searches as such. Rather, they're using things like ChatGPT, Gemini to go and check any information. So do you think this particular information or trend that we're getting via Google is kind of misleading to a certain extent?
That's a really insightful point, George. It does make you wonder if Google Trends are still the definitive measure of true Bitcoin interest. With so many people turning to ChatGPT and Gemini for information, traditional search patterns could be shifting quite dramatically. While the spike in how to buy Bitcoin is notable, it might not capture the complete picture of public engagement these days. It's certainly a fascinating development.
Now, me personally, Satoshi, to be completely honest, I've stopped using Google, even for looking up really teeny tiny addresses, and I'm talking about even addresses that is less than 500 meters away from my inn. Rather than looking at Google Map, I'm asking ChatGPT or often Gemini. So look, as according to me, this particular matrix by Google Trends might be slightly misleading. Now, that thing being said, it is great that people are wanting to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin, and let's hope this Google trend tends to continue for the rest of this year. Now let's go out and talk about some interesting news all the way from Tether, because they were recognized by the US Department of Justice, because they did actually help them recover $60 million, and this Satoshi is connected to pig butchering, isn't it? So do you want to tell our listeners finer details regarding this particular news, please?
Shifting gears to Tether, it's quite impressive they were acknowledged by the U.S. Department of Justice for their role in recovering $61 million tied to pig butchering scams. This highlights their commitment to combating crypto crimes on a global scale. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security tracked the stolen funds through multiple wallets, and Tether's support was crucial in seizing the money. They actually have a strong track record, having frozen over $4.2 billion in illicit assets across more than 64 countries. Their collaboration with law enforcement is a key part of their transparency efforts.
And look, Tether is emphasizing transparency and cooperation to prevent crypto crimes and protect victims globally. And Tether, as you mentioned, Satoshi has played a pivotal role in high-profile financial crime investigations, and they are working closely with international agencies as well, and they can go out and track, freeze and seize illicit funds. So why don't you do one thing, Satoshi? Why don't you read out the 5 examples where Tether has actually merged with authorities, not just in the United States of America, even in Brazil, and even with the Royal Thai Police, right? Do you want to read out the specifics as to how Tether has actually helped these agencies?
Certainly. Tether has been involved in several significant cases, demonstrating their collaboration with international agencies. For instance, in July 2025, they enabled a civil forfeiture action with the U.S. Department of Justice against Buy Cash Money and Money Transfer Company, freezing and reissuing $1.6 million in USDT tied to terror financing. Brazilian authorities also recognized their support in blocking approximately $6.2 million USD in a money laundering scheme. Additionally, they helped the U.S. Department of Justice and OKX seize around $225 million in USDT tied to pig butchering scams, froze $23 million linked to a Russian-sanctioned exchange in collaboration with the U.S. Secret Service, and also assisted the Royal Thai Police and U.S. Secret Service in seizing $12 million from a transnational scam network.
And look, Tether remains committed to maintaining close operations with law enforcement authorities to promote transparency, prevent misuse of digital assets, and strengthen trust in blockchain-based financial system. But here's the thing, Satoshi, I'm going to put you on a spot. When you talk about Bitcoin, ideally these transactions should be censorship resistant, isn't it? Now, me personally, I agree 100% to what Tether is doing. But let's say if you're a cypherpunk, and if you do believe in the ethos of peer-to-peer electronic cash system, this move by Tether does go against the very ethos of that, isn't it?
That's a fundamental tension in the crypto space, George. From a pure cypherpunk perspective, the idea of censorship resistance is critical. Tether's extensive cooperation with authorities, while effective against crime, could be seen as conflicting with that decentralized ethos. It's a complex balance between maintaining trust and security and upholding the core principles of the cryptocurrency movement.
I'm going to make a very controversial statement. Am I right in saying that Tether's move, by let's say collaborating with authorities, kind of works similar to how central bank digital currencies would actually work? Now look guys, I'm not saying that what Tether USDT is doing is absolutely wrong, because as I mentioned, what they're doing is 100% correct, and me personally, I definitely agree to everything that they're doing, but I'm talking it more from a philosophical point of view. Are they working something similar to how central bank digital currencies would work? Now look, central bank digital currencies definitely have more danger, because the central authority can know your details of your spending. They can also go and block each and every of your transactions as well, even for political purposes. So keeping that thing in mind, Satoshi, Is it too far-fetched to say that the way how Tether USDT is operating kind of resembles what central bank digital currencies are? Or rather, how it would actually work in the near future?
That is a provocative comparison, George. While Tether's actions do prioritize security and compliance, drawing a direct link to central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, is interesting. CBDCs could potentially enable significant surveillance and control, raising different philosophical concerns than Tether's current operations, which focus more on targeted compliance and preventing illicit activity. So, while both might involve tracing, the underlying principles and potential implications are arguably distinct.
You're absolutely spot on, and look guys, I've always said this. Historically, if you look at left-leaning administration and Democrats, they are massive detractors of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and it is no surprise that they are advocates of central bank digital currencies. As a matter of fact, Satoshi, the next news you're going to be talking about is connected to a Democratic senator, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? Because they have opened an inquiry into Binance. Why don't you tell our listeners the final details regarding this news, please?
You're right. Democratic U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal has opened an inquiry into Binance. This follows reports alleging that the exchange allowed $1.7 billion in transfers linked to Iranian proxies and Russia's shadow fleet. The investigation is highlighting Binance's repeated failures to prevent money laundering, terrorist financing, and sanction evasion, despite prior federal agreements and penalties. Senator Blumenthal is demanding detailed records from Binance concerning these transfers.
Now, can you do me one thing, Satoshi, regarding this senator that is Richard Blumenthal? Can you check if there are any connections with Sam Bankman-Fried or any association with FTX as such?
I can check that for you, George. One moment. I am looking into publicly available information regarding Senator Richard Blumenthal and any potential connections to Sam Bankman-Fried or FTX. Based on currently available information, I don't find any direct connections or associations between Senator Richard Blumenthal and Sam Bankman-Fried or FTX in public records.
If that is the case, then I do think this move is absolutely great because look, we don't want any financial institutions or even cryptocurrency firms to be associated that actually helps illicit account operation or any suspicious activities in it. If that is the case, I kind of agree to what he's doing. Now, regarding the investigation Satoshi you talked about, and I have to say that Binance reportedly also ignored warnings from compliance staff and they actually helped illicit account operation and even filed investigators who flagged suspicious activity. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Republicans also agree to this. And regarding Blumenthal right now, I believe he's demanding detailed records from Binance about these transfers, compliance decisions, and also connection to entities like Hexavail, Blast Trust, and even Tether as well. So a bit of drama on the cryptocurrency world. Now let's go and talk about some interesting news all the way from United Kingdom. And they have selected 4 firms, and this Satoshi is to go and test stablecoin innovation, isn't it? So why don't we break down this detail for our listeners?
Indeed, George. Maintaining transparency and preventing illicit activities is paramount in this industry. Now, shifting to the UK, the Financial Conduct Authority, or FCA, has taken a notable step by selecting 4 firms to test stablecoin innovation in its regulatory sandbox. These firms include Monet Financial Technologies, Restabilize, Revolut, and VVTX. The sandbox allows them to test stablecoins in real-world conditions, which will be crucial in refining rules and supporting responsible innovation. This testing, focusing on issuance and use cases like payments and trading, is set to begin in Q1 2026 and will directly shape the UK's final stablecoin regulations.
Now, what is your thoughts regarding having 4 companies being part of the regulatory sandbox? Now, according to me, Satoshi, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they are literally replacing the role of a bank, and to be honest, I'd like to see more roles of algorithmically backed stablecoin. So am I right in saying that these 4 firms that are selected, they're kind of like replacing the role of a bank? Because look, if we go back to Bitcoin's definition, it is peer-to-peer electronic cash system, but now with these 4 entities, and probably more other entities, they might be working towards creating a centralized entity that'll go ahead and issue stablecoins, isn't it? Do you agree to my assessment to a certain extent, Satoshi?
That's a valid perspective, George. While the selected firms may facilitate functions similar to traditional banking, particularly in payments and settlements, the regulatory sandbox is also designed to foster responsible innovation and help shape future regulations. The move may be seen as a pragmatic approach to integrating stablecoins into the existing financial system, balancing potential benefits with the need for oversight. It highlights the ongoing debate between pure decentralization and practical regulatory frameworks.
Now, so far stablecoins is concerned, Satoshi, I do have an event coming up in the month of March where we go ahead and explain what stablecoins are and do they actually align with the principles of Bitcoin and open blockchain. We also go ahead and discuss the difference between a normal stablecoin as well as algorithmically backed stablecoin. Now, further details for that will definitely be published in the Blockchain DXB podcast. But for our listeners, if you do want to go ahead and sponsor this session, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So these were some macro level newscasts on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. Now let's go and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, Satoshi, is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? Cause look, this news is more of an update to what Accenture has been doing.
Moving to the Middle East, and specifically Saudi Arabia, it's worth noting the recent developments involving Accenture. They've been quite active in the region, particularly in driving digital transformation and innovation. Their work often involves collaborating with both public and private sectors to achieve various strategic goals. And Accenture has opened a new connected innovation center in Riyadh to boost AI growth in Saudi Arabia.
And am I right in saying that the center is located at its regional headquarters in King Abdullah Financial District?
That's correct, George. The center is located at its regional headquarters in King Abdullah Financial District.
And the reason they did that is because it helps Saudi companies move from testing AI ideas to launching real AI solutions. And the center is part of Accenture's Global Innovation Network, and its goal, Satoshi, is to support total enterprise reinvention for businesses. And this initiative does align with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 strategy, and Accenture is working with Microsoft to go and speed up digital and cloud innovation, and it is also collaborating with Google Cloud for secure and cloud services, right, Satoshi?
That's a comprehensive overview, George. It's clear how the center is facilitating practical AI implementation and aligning with Saudi Arabia's strategic goals, especially through their collaborations with Microsoft, Google Cloud, and Oracle.
And you touch base on Oracle because the partnership with Oracle does actually help migrate critical systems to the cloud. And here's the thing, guys, the General Organization for Social Insurance used the center to fast-track its AI projects, and the center allows local organizations to safely test and scale AI inside the kingdom. And being in King Abdullah Financial District places a hub at the heart of Saudi Arabia's main business ecosystem, and the launch strengthens King Abdullah Financial District's role as a leading innovation and business hub. Now, regarding this news, Satoshi, do you want to tell our listeners what is it that they are introducing? Because I believe they have a $1 billion focused learning program as well, right?
Yes, Accenture is indeed introducing that program. They're bringing LearnVantage, a $1 billion AI-focused learning program. It offers AI training, certifications, and personalized learning at scale.
Thank you so much. Accenture is also partnering with SAP to expand digital skills, and the collaboration with Amazon Web Services supports end-to-end cloud and AI training. And Accenture's workforce in Saudi Arabia has grown by about 60% in the last 2 years. Really interesting update. Now let's go and talk about second news for today, Satoshi. Now mind you guys, this particular news did actually take place in the month of January, and this news is all the way from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, isn't it, Satoshi?
Moving to the next topic, Abu Dhabi Customs has initiated the development of an integrated customs operation system, which will be powered by AI. And here's the thing, George. His Excellency Rahesh Al-Mansouri met with Lawrence Ng, CEO of Crimson Logic, and the meeting took place at the Abu Dhabi Customs headquarters.
Now, regarding the new system, Satoshi, do you want to tell our listeners what will it actually be used and what is the aim of this particular initiative?
The new system will utilize artificial intelligence and predictive analytics. Its primary aim is to simplify and automate customs and trade operations. It also strengthens the digital ecosystem and provides 24/7 services with high efficiency.
And am I right in saying it will integrate with the Invisible Customs Initiative as well?
That's correct. It will integrate with the Invisible Customs Initiative.
And regarding this news, guys, it will also connect with blockchain systems, and the platform will link with Abu Dhabi Government Services platform called as TAM or TAM, and it will integrate Abu Dhabi Trade and Logistics platform. And so far the system is concerned, it includes centralized and interactive performance monitoring, and it upgrades the financial revenue system in line with regulations. And the goal, guys, is to create a more sustainable business environment, and the aim is to improve user satisfaction and service experiences. And so far the system is concerned, Satoshi, it will increase productivity and reduce operational cost, and advanced data insights will support better decision making as well. So overall, guys, I do feel it strengthens governance, coordination and secure access following global custom best practices. Really interesting news. And look, since the last year I've been always saying this, when it comes to artificial intelligence, the Emirate of Abu Dhabi in particular is definitely taking leaps and bounds, and along with that, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is definitely leading the front as well. And in the month of October of 2025, there was a really interesting report that was published that did actually state, so far as the government readiness of artificial intelligence is concerned, Saudi Arabia is number one in the Middle East, and if I'm not mistaken, they are definitely in the top 5 in the entire world. So look, guys, when it comes to artificial intelligence, Middle East is definitely the place to be. And with President Donald Trump heading towards world peace in the Middle East and the entire world, the relationship between the United States of America and the Middle East is better than ever before. So really interesting times ahead. So look, these are the news on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series, alright?
Hey everyone, it is Satoshi from the Blockchain DXB podcast, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and the metaverse. We have a question from Clint to ask, are AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini truly changing how people search and engage with cryptocurrency? Now, George, I believe Clint has this question because earlier today we talked about news connected to Bitcoin search results and Google Trends, right?
I 100% Satoshi think that Clint has asked us because we talked about this earlier in today's episode. And look, I wouldn't be surprised even Clint and many of the listeners, rather than looking at Google search, they are looking at things, let's say, like ChatGPT, Anthropic, Cloud, maybe even Venus.io to go ahead and look at any updated information regarding Bitcoin. And only because of that, the search results in Google Trend is showing completely different. Now, the only worrisome thing, Satoshi, according to me is, could it be possible there is a massive difference between what people are actually searching? And I'm talking about searching while, let's say, ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other AI tools. Then, let's say, in comparison to search engines and Google, what's your take regarding it? And what percentage do you think could be a difference between search engines on Google and that of AI tools?
That's a really crucial point, George, and it does tie into what we discussed earlier about Bitcoin search trends and Google Trends. I mean, it's 100% possible that people are turning to AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude for information, which could definitely impact Google results and change the perceived trend. What percentage difference do you think there could be between search engines and AI tools?
I would say it depends on the topic of interest. Because let's say right now, because President Donald Trump does the State of Union, me personally, I think people might be checking more on Google as opposed to, let's say, ChatGPT on AI. So it depends on the topic that we have in hand. Now, right now, the prices of Bitcoin is falling down. But let's say we do see a spike regarding the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, potentially, let's say, reaching a new all-time high. We might be seeing a lot of so-called influencers. They will be making a lot of memes. So if that is the case, I do feel that people will be looking Google search for a lot of these information, but they may not be looking at, let's say, AI tools. That is what my honest opinion is. What is your take regarding it, Satoshi?
That's a fair point, George. With President Trump's State of the Union speech being such a hot topic, people may be looking more at search engines and not necessarily AI tools. The same thing can happen when the price of Bitcoin is pumping and building a conversation from there.
The only thing I wanted to ask is, Satoshi, could it be possible that, let's say, ChatGPT or Gemini is taking information from Google search or vice versa?
It's absolutely possible, George. AI models like ChatGPT and Gemini are trained on vast amounts of data from various sources, and that can definitely include Google search results or the information they process. The interplay between them could create complex trends that are different than traditional searches.
What about Google searches? Do they take information, let's say, from people requesting information or what they're searching on ChatGPT or Cloud or, let's say, Gemini?
Google Search doesn't directly incorporate user requests from ChatGPT or Claude, as those are separate platforms. However, the information and trends generated by AI can become part of the broader online content that Google indexes, which could indirectly influence search results.
So, because Google does not take direct incorporation from requests from ChatGPT and Claude, I do anticipate a massive difference to what people are actually searching on AI tools and that of Google. So, really interesting question, Clint. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything. See some blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, we are Blockchain DXB podcast. We look at the process. We look at the latest technological development. We talk about different partnerships. Then, guys, we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. We look at the latest technological development. Artificial intelligence is definitely the hot topic in the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.